It's your boy Zay here, and G Herbo is in a legal battle with his ex manager JB, and I guess the manager's label, which I didn't notice at first. Machine ENT, which is G Herbo's label, for $40 million. If you remember, a few months ago, I did a video on G Herbo going live and talking about his financial troubles with his label and that he wants to get off his label. Well, here's a little update. JB, the label owner and G Herbo's ex-manager, says G Herbo owes the label $8.4 million to him and the label or whatever. And this is all coming out because G Herbo went live and said that JB extorted him for years by financial manipulation over him and his business dealings. So if you don't remember, in that other live that I broke down, G Herbo was talking about how he signed to them really young, and JB eventually talked him into being like his managing all his money and stuff, right? Well, G Herbo claims now that JB took advantage of his lack of knowledge about the music industry, and he was basically siphoning money. He also deprived him of millions of dollars of income and his valuable intellectual properties and other rights. So basically, he was doing deals with G Herbo, taking money and giving G Herbo a little bit of money, and then he was skimming money off of his rights and his music, basically his rights to his music, right? He said, G Herbo says that JB entered G Herbo in an unfair deal where JB gets the copyrights and other valuable rights, which I'm guessing is like his masters and his publishing, to keep the rapper in debt with Machine, which is JB's label, and JB is G Herbo's manager, and keep him dependent on JB. So basically keep him coming back to JB, trying to get money, and JB just giving the money, was really he was just giving G Herbo's own money. JB, G Herbo also said that JB became his business manager. So, a business manager, they're the people who, they manage like your businesses. Like if G Herbo owned a bunch of houses that he was renting out, that JB had a hand in that. Or if G Herbo started his own record label, JB would have a hand in that. Basically, any businesses he made outside of the music, JB didn't have a hand in that, which I really do believe that's a conflict of interest. That's crazy, actually. But G Herbo was young, and like he said, he trusted this man with his life, so trusted him. So when G Herbo started saying all these things and saying he was owed he was owed a bunch of money, all this other stuff, he called JB, tells JB, hey man, something ain't right. So I guess JB comes back and was like, well, you saying that I did all this, that, and the third? Well, I believe that you owe us $8.4 million. So like G Herbo said in his live, he was like, hey, I don't think that's right, whatever the case may be. But look, you always told me if I brought it to the table and that we wasn't seeing eye to eye, that we could just break the contract. So I'm asking you now to just break the contract, give me the portions of the rights and rights to my music and stuff and all that stuff, the parts that I was supposed to get. You just give that back to me, and we can go on our way. Because if you don't know, Gherbo basically is independent. A Machine is an independent label. He's only done deals with bigger labels for like distribution or like one album deals or whatever the case may be. But what Gherbo's saying, he ain't never really seen none of the money or the contract stuff because, again, JB was the one doing everything. So JB signed the papers releasing Gherbo, but then he came back and said he only signed it out of distress, saying that Gherbo basically forced him to sign back over the rights and release it from the label and all that other stuff, right? Gherbo's team says that this is the tactic to get Gherbo to re-sign the contract to basically let JB keep fucking him, basically, just taking all his money. So then that's when Gherbo took the legal route, which he said what he was going to do on the live a few months ago. He said he took the legal route, and he said he was going to sue JB and Machine Entertainment for $20 million for defamation and basically breach of financial duties. Basically saying that somebody who was in charge of your finances basically used the finances for themselves and wasn't basically looking out for you, basically. So what my thoughts of this is basically what Boosie been saying in a lot of Vlad interviews lately. A lot of rappers feel like when they out here making money and running around that they got money. You feel me? The label basically making them feel like they got money. They making sure they got chains. They make sure everything's good and all that stuff. But when it's time to get locked up, or when they get locked up, they start to realize that they really don't got no money, that they don't own nothing, that nothing is in their name, and that things ain't as good as it seems. So I'm going to believe that, if you remember, Gherbo did just plead guilty to fraud, which I think either he's might get sentenced to 5 years or he has been sentenced to 5 years in jail. And Gherbo started looking over that money because, he got 2 kids he has to take care of. Even though he's going to jail, he's like, oh, you know what? Now that he's keeping my good eye on everything, some ain't adding up, this ain't adding up, that ain't adding up, I'm not getting paid over here, I'm not getting paid over here, I'm missing all this money. And I need to find out where it's coming from. So now he's literally paying attention. So we'll see how it plays out in court. You let me know how you feel about it in the comments. Like, comment, subscribe.